Hey, how's it going, guys? Garcia here with another portfolio update. So today we had a pretty good day. We'll break down the portfolio, we'll go over what's going on in Twitter, and we'll give the shout outs at the end of the video. So today we are up pretty good amount to $97,472.20 today. So there's a lot to cover today. So today we actually started a poor man's covered call campaign. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. In the small accounts, we are up 1.65% or $66 today. In this account, today's return. Yeah, so it looks like Palantir had the big chunk of the returns today. Let's go to the Roth IRA. We're up $45 or 0.3% today. This one has a lot less allocated to Palantir. This one is dedicated to other plays. So this one here, today's return. So it looks like the covered calls paid out today, which means that the stock, the underlying should have been either flat or went down today. The TNA long call down $48 today. No problem there. Let's see. TSLA went down $88. Palantir, nice $206 today. ENVX, negative $39. BITX, $21. And PEGY, $17 today. Now, in this account is the one that we were up a good amount today. So in this account, we were up 5.59% or $4,200 today. Now you'll see a big difference in the buying power that I had before. And you'll see two new options on here. And I sold some shares on Palantir to kind of fund this play over here. I think I had around 37 or 3,800 shares, and I sold about 250 shares. Now, the reason I did is because I started a poor man's covered call campaign on Tesla. So what I did is I bought a $150 call at a 0.75 delta. So you can see there under the Greeks. So a 0.75 delta, I am long on Tesla until January 2026. And this cost me $6,220. Now, I'm allowed by Robinhood to sell covered calls against this long call in the short term. So you'll see here, I have a $180 call that I sold today. I immediately sold the covered call as soon as I bought the long call, and I received a credit of $525 today. This covered call is for $180, expiring in about 2 weeks, June 21st. Now, the whole idea with this poor man's covered call is to continually manage these covered calls and avoid assignment at all costs. Because if I get assigned, then I'm losing all this extrinsic value that I have on this long call. The extrinsic value on this is, what is it? It's at least, $3-4 grand, and I would totally miss out on all that if I got assigned. The idea is to bring in profits through the covered call, weekly, monthly, and over time roll it. Or if Tesla starts, let's say Tesla does start moving, let's say it starts shooting above the strike, let's say it hits 190, let's say it hits 200 in a short period of time, I have two options. I can either roll up and away, and I think that's the main option. That's the ideal, is to roll up and away. But if it starts really, really getting away from me to where I'm at danger of getting assigned anyway, and I don't have much, I can't kick it out much further, then the ideal scenario will be to close the covered call at a loss. So I'm going to buy to close this call. So let's say it shoots up and this call is now worth, let's say for sakes, $2,000. Let's say it's worth $2,000. So I got 500, and now I need to pay $2,000 to close. Now I'm going to pay and miss out on that profit, but I'm going to make it up by selling to close this long call. So the difference in profits is going to be a net positive for me. But the idea is to repeat this process over and over and over again. That's why we bought this long call until January 2026. So I'll be giving updates on this and keep you guys tuned in, and you guys will learn along with me. And one thing too, I took off some risk off the table. I bought to close 5 out of the 20 cash secured puts. The reason I did is that with Palantir's rise today, these cash secured puts went up by almost 25%. So in my favor. So I decided to take a little bit off the table just to reduce my, margin risk, and I'll have more available. Let's say Palantir does tank. Let's say Palantir doesn't get into the S&P 500. Then I'll be able to sell more cash secured puts below the strike of Palantir, and then I'll finally be under the share price selling these cash secured puts. So that's the reason I did that. All right. So let's take a look at what's going on Twitter today. All right. So here, Real Chicken Boy 9, he shared some data charts on Palantir, talking about quarterly sales, gross profit, cash and debit ratio trends, and net profit trends. Everything is going up and to the right that we want to go up, but the things that should be flat or going down are staying flat. So you'll see that revenue and gross profit are going up over time, but the cost of the revenue is staying the same, which is great to know, because that means that for the same amount of money, Palantir is receiving even more in profits, which that's what we want to see. A lot of companies, they don't have that luxury that Palantir does as a SaaS company. Here, their debt to equity ratio keeps going down, which is good, and their cash on hand keeps going up. Net income is going up, and it's just awesome to see. So I kind of broke it down here in just simple graphs going up or going down, and here just some reaction gifs. So I think people like really excited. I'm super excited to see all these numbers here. Yeah, let's go. All right. So today said, good morning. Remember, you don't get to be proud of being a bear just because it's Pride Month. And here he's saying, be ashamed of who you are. So always shitting on bears whenever I can. All right. So this one here I put Palantir and the S&P 500 before inclusion and after inclusion. So this is what the S&P looks like before without Palantir. And this is me joking what it'll look like after. It's going to take over all of tech, So I think people liked it. And who knows, man, maybe by Friday let's say we do get into the S&P 500, man, it's going to be awesome. And this was pretty cool to see, for a change. Everything was down except Palantir. It was awesome. Just seeing all the other big tech companies kind of struggling a little today. And it was awesome seeing Palantir in the green. So here we are fading red days. All right. And here I'm kind of sharing the play. After lots of studying and help from TJ the Wheel Deal, I started a poor man's covered call campaign on Tesla today. I'll be selling covered calls on a $150 call expiring January 2026 and transparently sharing my progress. So hopefully, we all learn together and we'll see how it goes. All right. So it's near the end of the video and we'll give the shout outs. So shout outs to everyone here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Always watching, liking, subscribing, and everything. And if you guys have any feedback or any tips, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think.